Thank you. We think so too. We're thrilled to have them involved in our organization. This question is, shared experiences is very important. I think you opened this door, so I'll ask the question. Will you reinstate field trips for DC schools? They were halted last year due to budget. And I know budget's a tough one, but how do you feel about field trips?
Well, it's one of the most desirable things I think we can do, because it's like extending the classroom out into the world, which is a classroom in and of itself. The feasibility question is the other one, and that is, what can we afford to do over the next couple of years? But I don't think we should just stop with saying we don't have the money to take these kids to do this. Where we need to go is to the next step, and that is, if we don't have the money, which is certainly going to be a challenge, how do we tap into the rich reservoir of people that we have in this city to make that experience available to our children? And again, as I look out here, I bet you if I ask people to raise their hand, would they be willing to do something to promote arts education for our kids in using the community and the city as a laboratory? I bet you 100% of the people would raise their hand.
Can we prove that
to him? You see, I'm good at guilt tripping people also.
There are some new plans in the city for different sorts of development in Southeast, development obviously along the Southwest, the waterfront area, and also Georgia Avenue Corridor, Walter Reed.
Yeah.
Is there an arts component in any way, or a cultural amenities component that you see that will need to be instilled into those projects so they're a part of the community and vice versa?
There has to be. Otherwise, it's a lost opportunity. I didn't even talk about this, but we have, among the gloom and doom, if you will, the budget situation, we also have some tremendous opportunities before us over the next several years, not the least of which is the Department of Homeland Security coming to the St. Elizabeth's campus. 14,000 permanent jobs located or relocated there, 22,000 construction jobs. But frankly, the real benefit will lie in the extent to which that catalyzes the community development in Ward 8. It's probably the best opportunity that we have had ever to be able to develop the kind of amenities that people have wanted along Martin Luther King Avenue, Alabama Avenue, Good Hope Road, and the various communities in Ward 8. And I don't think we would be a complete effort or be a complete community if we don't embed the arts in every one of those. Walter Reed, 62 acres being transferred to the district for our development. Reservation 13, which is where DC General Hospital has been located. The Southwest Waterfront, Poplar Point. There are at least a half a dozen or 8 major projects that can serve as a catalyst for the development of the city. And embedded in that has to be a presence of the arts and culture in those developments. One of the things that I'm looking at doing, and I invite input into that, and that is not having the office of the deputy mayor trying to manage every one of these projects, but create some special purpose, single purpose entities that will then, on behalf of the city, see that these developments take place. And certainly the arts ought to have a presence in all of that. Excuse me.
This city is strong in its theater, it's strong in music. There are a number of other sort of concise elements of the arts that we compete with New York, we compete with other cities. Are there specific ways or specific programs that you've seen that have been successful and that we might be able to use as models to really promote those sorts of specific areas? We talk about the arts in general, but are there opportunities to talk about the arts in specific, whether that's theater or music or dance?
Well, I would suspect that you all probably have a richer set of ideas than I do on that, and I would invite you to share those. But I think, frankly, we've got to increasingly strengthen the nexus between the arts community and our educational community in the city. For example, we have a new community college, a community college that now has, in 18 months, has built its enrollment to 2,600 students. We now have the UDC campus. We have Backus School. We have P.R. Harris in Southeast. and we have 801 North Capitol Street, which is now the headquarters for the community college. What I would like to see us do is to make sure we have curricula, both in terms of pursuing careers, but also in terms of appreciation of the arts and culture embedded in our community college. Because what you get there, you get people who are pursuing two-year degrees, but you also get continuing education, and you get remedial education being provided in both of them, and workforce development. Those are rich opportunities for us, especially with multiple campuses all over the city, for us to begin to expose people increasingly to that.